Alright guys, well we're going to be restoring this really cool candle holder. It's brass and we just bought it today. It's very dirty. We paid $4 for it and half of that's $2, so we paid $2 for this. Really nice. It's very bent, a little bit of junk in it, like it's kind of gross, kind of grimy, but we're going to clean it up. It's also kind of damaged, so let's get this cleaned up. First thing, we're probably going to get this out, so let me grab something to take that out. Well guys, the first order of business is cleaning out this stuff. Get that out. A bunch of random junk in there. It's candle bits and stuff. So I'm going to clean that out first, and then we'll get the show on the road. Well, first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a little bit of salt down in there to create some abrasion. So I'm scratching around in there. It'll have some grit to catch. Well guys, I sharpened up half a chopstick, so I should be able to get down in there and scrape off that extra wax. I'm going to fast forward through that, and I'll come back to you guys when that's done. As you can see, I scraped off quite a bit of wax. I'm going to dump all that out. Looks like there's a decent amount left, so I'm going to clean all that out, and then we'll move on to fixing this base, or maybe oiling the handle and getting that working. Guys, I scraped that as clean as I can. I'm going to drop a little bit of vinegar and put a little bit of baking soda in it to hopefully clean most of that out, and let that sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'll get to working on the base. First, we need to get some vinegar. You need to drop it in the base. You get a little bit more. Drop all of that in the base as well. Get a little tiny bit of baking soda. Just sprinkle that in. Okay, now it's all fizzy. We'll let that fizz, and I'll scrub it, and then I'll get back to you. This for about 20 seconds. Let's get a little bit more baking soda in there. I just missed everything. That's great, but well, I'm gonna clean that mess up, and then I'll get back. This time I'm gonna put down the camera to put that in there, so I'm gonna do that really quick, and I'll video the fizz. Okay, well, we got the baking soda out. Let's go. Got that down in there. Let's get a little bit of this. And do a little bit of that. We need to get that to bubble over a little bit. There we go. Got that really going. Well, I'm going to get that all cleaned out, and then we'll start working on this base. Next, we're going to get a little bit of vinegar, soak that up, and just kind of cover this base plate up a little bit. There's already a little bit of baking soda on there, but so whatever, but got that all covered up. I'm going to do a little bit of baking soda all over that. And I'll cut to that. Get the sizzle going. Well, I'm going to scrub this up with that toothbrush and get back to you guys. Now I've cleaned out this entire thing. It's pretty clean. Now we're going to get some oil in this joint just to get that moving, because that's moving like very minimal, just very slightly. So let's get that going. I'm going to start flooding this thing with oil. Okay, let's try to get this thing turning. There we go. It's moving. Hard to do this one-handed, but looks like we're starting to get it moving. I'm going to put the camera down a little bit and just set it up against the baking soda, but got get the oil out of there. So now that spins. Well, that's great. We got that going. Now I'm going to go wash down this entire thing so there's not oil spilling all over it. I just completely soaked and washed this thing with soap. So it should be quite clean. Or as clean as I can get this kind of rust bucket. But got the wax off the handle. The handle spins at a good rate now. So that's good. I'm going to work on this terrible bend in this thing. It looks like it got dropped and stepped on. So I'm going to work on that bend and try to get that out, but let's get that going. Well guys, I think that's the best I'm going to get it. It's not perfect and it's not too much better, but I think that's probably the best I'm going to get it. Next I'm going to work on cleaning up this handle a little bit. You can see there's wax residue there. I'm going to try and scratch off, and it's just a little bit grimy, so let's get into that. Well, I scraped off a decent amount of wax, and you can look right there, and you can kind of see this, like, it's a very interesting pattern. Look at that. It looks like it might be letters. Like, right there, kind of looks like an N and a D. Maybe an E, so maybe end. Let's flip it over. Those are definitely marks. Maybe I, N, what is that? IND 100. I1D 100T maybe? That's very interesting. Oh, it probably says India. You can see there's an I-N-D-I and then what looks like an A after that. That's probably India 100T. I don't know what that means, but that's pretty cool. Okay guys, it's just a little bit of a greasy mess in here. So I'm going to try use a little bit of Dawn Platinum Power Wash dish spray. Dawn is a grease getter. We're just going to kind of hammer this thing with it. And we're going to start scrubbing after we give it a little drink of water. And let's get scrubbing. Well, after all that scrubbing, I'm going to go wash it off in the sink, and we're going to see how it looks in 3, 2, 1. Well, everyone, it's starting to come together and look really nice. I like the tarnish on it, but we're definitely going to do a little bit of that Brasso up there to make it look a little bit better, but this thing is a little bit bent. This little tiny finger hold, a little bit bent, so I'm going to bend that back off camera really quick, and we'll get back to cleaning it up with some Brasso. Well guys, I definitely bent it back a little bit too much, because now it's like a fidget spinner, so I'm going to bend it a little bit back down, just to make sure it's not as much a fidget spinner. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know. It's still going to be like that, but I think it'll work. It looks awfully good like that. It's a very pretty base. That's definitely pretty bent, so let's see if I can get that better, but Yeah, maybe we should just get on to the Brasso. Guys, we got some Brasso on a towel, and I'm gonna get to scrubbing this thing up. Well guys, I did a little bit of off-camera polishing, and oh my gosh. It's not perfect, definitely pretty scratched up, but this thing is very, very shiny. It's very, very pretty. Now we have to do the top, which is not so pretty, so I'll start doing that one in just a second, and let's get into it. Immediately, I think I'm just gonna drop a little bit of Brasso on here. And then I'm gonna get to the montage and start scrubbing. Well, I just spent the last 10 minutes scrubbing the base down, so I'm gonna wipe this down with a towel in 3, 2, 1. Well guys, I kind of just wasted a minute. I didn't realize, but this top piece unscrews. And I can take this whole thing apart. So I just wasted a little while, but I'm gonna get back to scrubbing this thing down and getting this clean, but I'll get back to it. Alright guys, this is what I ended up for the base. Okay, so there's definitely a little bit of spots, but they look good with it, and the bottom is just immaculate. Very shiny. Then we're gonna get to these two pieces right here. Alright guys, well, I just cleaned up this piece. It's very, very shiny now. Looks very, very good. So we're going to put it over with the plate. And we're going to get moving to the hard part. I don't know how I'm going to do all this, but I'm probably going to do what I did with the handle. Just put it in a towel. Put a bunch of Brasso in the towel with it. And just, like, rub my hands together and hold it under a fan. Because the fumes are really, really bad out of that. So, let's do that. Okay everyone, my phone's about to die, but we have all the pieces right here. We're going to reassemble it real quick, and that'll be the end of the video. Okay, there we are. Here is our really, really cool little candle holder. We just completely restored this thing. Now it's all shiny and new. See you guys in the next one.